him. He say, she say, he say, she say, she say. Let me tell y'all something else. When you say you saved, the devil's going to test every word you say.
That's right.
Oh, yes, he is. He's going to test every word you say. He's going to come after that word. Y'all don't understand the power of words. When you say you're saved, the devil's coming after that word. He's not coming after you.
Jesus,
he don't care about you. He cares about the word you just said. And he's coming to snatch that word from you. Because he wants you to stop saying that and start going back to saying what you used to say. Come on, man. He wants you to go back to wearing the baggy pants, showing your underwear. He wants you to go back to the get drunk in the wine coolers. And he wants you to go back to that old way you used to be. The cussing person that you used to be. The mad stank person that you used to be. He wants you to go back to that.
To go back.
So he'll camouflage himself and make it seem like he's your friend, he's your buddy. All to get you down. But tell somebody, don't waste your wilderness.
Don't waste your wilderness.
Come on, tell them again, don't waste your wilderness.
Don't waste your wilderness.
Clap your hands and thank God for the message. On top of the fact that God knew that he was going to destroy the Israelites' enemies forever. Somebody say forever.
Forever.
They would never have to walk looking behind thinking that the Pharaoh and the Egyptians might come after them. They were slaves in Egypt, but God was not only delivering them from the Egyptians and bondage, but that slave mentality. He was trying to get that mentality out of them. Because you know, once you do something long enough, you get that mentality.
That's right.
If you're a hustler, you're going to hustle. You just get used to hustling.
Right.
So even when you don't have to hustle, when you're a hustler, you just hustle.
Right.
If you're a liar, you just lie.
Right.
You ain't got to have no reason to lie. When you're a liar, you just lie. That's because that's in you. When you're a thief, you just steal.
Yep.
I know people, they call it boosting. I had to learn the terms. I dealt with a whole lot of people. I've dealt with a whole lot of people. I was reaching out to a whole lot of folks. So, and reaching out to people, they give me the terms. 'Cause I didn't know I had some boosters here in the church. And I didn't know. I didn't know. I said, what is that? She used the term boost. I said, what is that? Because she wanted to go get me some stuff. I said, no. Don't bring me nothing. Talking about you done boosted. No, don't. You ain't going boosted nothing. No, you can't take some money and go buy it. You don't bring me nothing.
Right.
Boosted. If you a booster, and this woman didn't need nothing. She had a whole house full of stuff. I went over there one day. She had a house full of stuff. But because she was a booster, she was used to stealing.
Yes.
So she would just go. She told me about how she used to go down to the Coach outlet, and they knew how to take them little wire things off to steal them folks' pocketbooks. And I'm like, you got to be kidding. Well, why would you do that?
Right.
That's right, because she was a booster.
Booster.
That's what boosters do.
Yeah.
They steal.
Right.
That's what liars do. They lie.
Yeah.
That's what murderers do. They kill.
Right.
And when you, whatever you are, the devil wants you to stay like that. So he'll put you around people to do those kind of things. But how many know God will set you free?
Oh, good.
He'll set you free. And the difficulties of the wilderness will, if you let it teach you how to stand and win the fight. God will never leave us nor forsake us. We leave him.
Yeah.
Understanding that God didn't just lead them into the wilderness, but through the way of the wilderness of the Red Sea, which means that he never meant for them to stay, but just to pass through. Let me tell y'all something I think is very significant. Is that when you get out of Egypt, when you break away from Satan, don't pause. I'm getting ready to say something now. I want y'all to hear this. Especially those of you who are newly saved. You ain't got no time to pause. Because if the enemy is after me, and I just got away from him, and I'm running in another direction, he's pursuing me. If I stop, he's getting ready to get me.
That's right.
What do I mean by stop? If I determine that I'm getting ready to live for Jesus, and I'm running on for the Lord, And some of my old friends call me. Why am I talking? I just stopped. Why am I listening to what they have to say? I just stopped. Why am I giving place to what someone tells me? I just stopped. And if you stop, the enemy is going to get you.
That's right.
You got to keep going forward. You ain't got time to listen to what they have to say. That is your enemy.
That's right.
If I'm in a position where I love food and I want to eat, and I feel like food is my comfort, then whenever I see that TV on a meal station, I need to turn it off. Why are you sitting up looking at the Food Network? And you got problems with food? Why? Why is that your station of choice? When you know that the devil has got you with food. And he's going to tell you when you get finished watching it, get up and get that meal, go cook that. And you sitting up somewhere cooking and you didn't gain 50 pounds and you still eating. Because that's comfort. That's good. You got to get away from that. When you see that something has you like that, get away from it. Somebody say get away from it. Get away from it. If you got a problem with women, stay away from them. Stay away. You ain't got no business up nowhere. Closed up. You just paused. The devil's after you. And then you done paused talking about, oh, she sure do look good. Ooh. Well, we ain't gonna do nothing. I'm just gonna stay. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing. We ain't gonna do nothing. See, you paused. And the minute you keep on pausing, the devil's gonna start saying, you know, that feeling comes upon you. Let me help y'all. That feeling's gonna come upon you.
Amen.
And when that feeling comes upon you, because you paused, you right there with the enemy. You done paused now. And the devil's talking. I gotta help y'all, because some of y'all think the devil don't talk. Just because you got saved. Oh yeah, he does. And in the midst of you, instead of you running, you done paused. Well, you know, I need this and I need that. Because here's the devil, you know, this, you ain't doing nothing sinful. Not yet. Somebody say not yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
You ain't doing nothing sinful. So, you know, it ain't stopping you. As a matter of fact, he's helping me. Because he's helping me to stay saved. He's helping me, you know, he's encouraging me to hold on to Jesus. Until that feeling comes on you.
Yes.
And when that feeling comes, because you stop running, you yield. Anybody ever yielded and then you crying afterwards?
Yes. Amen. Yes, Lord.
You see it? I shouldn't have done it. I just should have listened to God. I shouldn't even went. I shouldn't even done that. I shouldn't have done it. Now you crying because you paused.
Yeah.
When you get away from the devil, you don't have time to pause.
No time.
You got to run.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Because if I get myself in a place that I'm free from Satan, I don't have time to pause. If you really appreciate the fact that God delivered you,
Yes.
why are you pausing? When you think about it, God delivered me from these sinful, wicked ways that are not like him. Then why am I pausing? Why am I standing there knowing that I'm getting ready to con you out of something that I know I shouldn't be doing? If you're a con person, you sitting back waiting for an opportunity to con somebody. You looking. They better not get no money. Because you find a way to say, well, you know, you owe me $500. And what we have to realize is that that's pausing. Because everybody has a weakness. Everybody's got something that the devil will try to come after them with. Everybody does. And when you know that, you don't pause. If you're a person that wants to be married and you lonely, you don't pause.
Amen.
Don't pause. What you looking at your passport? Why are you looking in the phone book? Why are you on Facebook trying to find folks that you used to date?
Mm.
Why are you trying to find somebody new to date? If you are running for your life. You just paused. If God has somebody for you, he'll send them to you. They're going to be saved. You ain't got to look for them. They'll look for you.
Amen. That's right. Amen.
But we got to see this. He wants us to pause. He wants us to hesitate. And I'm sure that the children of Israel didn't understand why God told them to go the long way. But it was for them to learn how to obey and not to hesitate because they didn't understand. Oh, there's many ways God will take us and we don't understand.
Amen.
There's many things that he'll tell us to do. We don't understand why he's saying that.
That's right.
Even when it comes to me and what God tells me to tell y'all. Sometimes y'all don't understand it.
Amen.
It's not for you to understand. It's just for you to obey.
Amen.
You don't have to understand. All you got to do is obey.
Amen.
Because many times, I'll never forget, I was talking to somebody and I said, you don't need to spend no time with him like that. I said, oh no, that's too much. You don't need to do that. I said, because flesh is weak.
Yes.
I said, so you don't need to do that. And the individual said, oh, but Pastor, I ain't going to do nothing like that. You know, because I'm strong, in other words. I ain't going to do nothing like that. Almost felt indignant. Why would you even say something like that? But they strong. I'm strong, you know. And I told the person, I said, if you were that strong, you'd have enough sense to know you can't do that.
Amen.
When you really get strong, you'll know the limitations of your flesh.
Amen.
And you'll know, I'm dealing with flesh. Flesh will let me down.
Every time. Every time.
Oh, you put some confidence in your flesh if you want to. You're going to be sitting somewhere looking back. You're going to be in Egypt. Looking back saying, well, how did I get there?
Here.
You ain't going to be looking back at no Egypt. You're going to be in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because flesh will let you down every time. You got to learn how to not hesitate when you're in the wilderness. Don't waste time. Because the devil's going to come at you left and right.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, he's going to use everything he can to keep you away from God. But you got to understand, God is trying to teach you something while you're in the midst of the wilderness. So they didn't need to waste their wilderness because they would need what they would learn there to defeat the Canaanites when they got to the promised land. And when we waste time and don't learn, we won't be able to defeat the enemy in the next battle. We don't have time to be complaining or whining about what we don't like or saying that I can't stand that, I don't understand this. Whining like a little baby. The Bible says desire to eat meat and not to always want milk. The way of escape had already been made. They didn't have to fight at that time. They were too tired, and God knew that. So in Exodus 13, 17, and 18, he tells them that they don't have to fight, that he was only going to fight for them. All they had to do was see the delivering power of God. And I tell you, when you obey God, he'll tell you just what you got to do.
Amen.
Obey him. He'll do the fighting. He wanted them to see his delivering power. He wanted to be bad. Watch me, God, deliver you. I'll deliver you when you can't. I'll deliver you out of your financial mess when you can't. Some of us are in financial difficulty.
Amen.
Don't know how we're going to make it. Don't know what we're going to do. Don't know from one day to the next. How we going to get out of the financial mess. But don't you know God has the power to deliver you out of your financial mess? He can bring you up out of it. Even though they were in the wilderness, they should have been comforted with the fact that they were facing the Red Sea. Which means that there was nothing that they could do. They would have to trust God. Let me tell y'all something. When God allows you to go into the wilderness and you're facing a Red Sea, which means ain't nothing I can do, you ought to get happy.
Yeah.
That's not the time for you to say, I don't know what I'm going to do. No, that's the time to get happy knowing my God is getting ready to deliver me. He's getting ready to bring me out with a mighty hand. I ain't got to worry about it. They might have been suffering, but they were learning.
Yes.
Hebrews 5 and 7 says, who in the days of his flesh, when he had offered up prayers and supplication with strong crying and tears unto him that was able to save him from death, and was heard in that he feared, though he were a son, yet learned he obedience by the things which he suffered. Let me read that again. Though he were a son, Jesus, yet learned he obedience by things which he suffered. And being made perfect, he became the author of eternal salvation unto all them that obey him. Even Jesus was led into the wilderness. But he learned how to use the scriptures to defeat the devil.
Yes.
Somebody say, don't waste your wilderness.
Don't waste your wilderness.
We're standing